Hi and welcome to Warframe's Planes of Eidolon update / Warframe review. My name is Meslak, and I will be your guide throughout this personal review. In case anyone has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, this review is the sum total of my opinion about Warframe, and should only be seen as much. Please don't chop my head off. Now let's get this shit started. So to start off, Warframe for me has been nothing short of pure bliss since I have started playing it, and with this newest patch, I have been non-stop impressed with the sheer amount of new things to do, including fishing, mining, crafting weapons, leveling 2 new factions, and a new Warframe sire. Now the first thing I would like to get out of the way is a thank you to DE for giving me yet another frame to continue my campaign of genocide against the Grineer. Though I have yet to finish grinding out the new frame, I don't really care if the new frame is good or bad, considering DE has a good track record of allowing me to turn the most magnificent piece of shit weapon or frame into a weapon of mass destruction any third world dictator would be proud to own. And when it comes to mining, that was also done pretty well. But then again, any game that involves me doing more than just sitting still with a mining laser and shooting a rock like in No Man's Sky will always be held in higher regard than that bland piece of shit game. I'm all for putting a little effort into my resource gathering. When it comes to the new factions, I'm glad to see some new faces. It's always nice to get something that will take me at most 2 weeks to do. The first faction is the Ostran. Their whole stick is you go out, collect materials, then turn that shit in for standing, which you can then use to get more efficient tools, to gather more resources, to then build new weapons to go out and slaughter the citizens of the solar system with. The second faction is some creepy motherfucker hiding in a room with a locked door that can only be opened by children. To rank this faction up, simply go outside into the plains at night and kill the little floaty orb fuckers floating around all over the place. You can't miss them. Then pick up their cores and turn them into the creepy man in the sealed off room for operator weapons. That will help you kill the massive 2-story tall Eidolon fucker. The weapon crafting has also been implemented well, meaning DE has added their own formula to a crafting system, which simply means that the only people who will not be overpowered are the people who have dumped hundreds of dollars into the game, but have a reading comprehension level of a sloth that just smoked a pound of meth, which comes out to roughly between 5 and 10% of the player base. So the bad news is the remaining 90% will still have a good chance at getting stuck with a random pleb who gets slaughtered by a group of level 5 Grineer. Oh, how fun. Also, the new open area is a great baby step in the direction of creating a more open world game, though I don't understand why DE gave us such wings. Anybody who can blend sliding, bullet jumping, and gliding can get from one side of the map to the other in as little as 90 seconds, if not quicker. And when it comes to fishing, DE saw it fit to give us a spear and told us to go chase those little fish fuckers around, which spices up fishing nicely, whereas most games would force me to sit by a river and wait for a bobber to dip, which would leave most players sad and bored out of their fucking mind. Now to address some of my negatives about the new update. My first complaint is that whenever I go into the new settlement, my frame rates drop to lower than shit levels. I understand that the new update has only been out for a few weeks, and DE are still trying to work out the last little kinks, but that is not enough to help me resist the urge to cut out my eyes with a rusty metal spork. In addition to this, another thing that drives me absolutely batshit insane is the fact that when I'm fishing, I have no way to mute Lotus's face. It goes without saying that a man should be able to fish without hearing the constant nagging of a woman in his ear. Seriously, I don't mean to be rude, but it gets annoying about 10 to 15 minutes into a fishing run. These were my only complaints really about the new update to Warframe. Now to move on to the rest of the game. I know what you are thinking. What kind of ass backwards shit is this, where someone reviewing a game starts off the review with the newest content first? And my answer to this is that I'm personally an ass backwards individual who has zero shits to give. Moving on. Warframe is a great game if you are the type of person who has no complaints about farming for all the shit you will use to commit genocide against the 3 different factions in the game. And if you do have a problem with farming, you can feel free to get the fuck out now, cause the rest of this review will be more for the people who want to know what they are grinding for and what to expect. Now the first faction is the Grineer, who are basically The end result, if you were to clone cancer and then proceed to give it robotic augmentations and half a consciousness, feel free to murder these little shits a million times over. They will just keep cloning themselves. Seriously. There is no end to these little fuckers. I feel like I have murdered at least a million of them, and they just keep on cloning. The second faction is the Corpus, basically the end result of Wall Street getting a billion fucking robots to rule the world with, and like the 2008 economic crash, proceeding to fuck everything up, except mankind never fucking recover. Go fucking figure. Feel free to throw these little shits in a meat grinder and bathe in the red mist that will be their entrails. The third and final faction is the Infested, aka the Flood from Halo, with the exception that you will slaughter 1 billion of these little shits and still not have any understanding of what their end goal is. Now there are 3 types of plays in Warframe. The ninjas who run around genociding the shit out of everything. These little fuckers have spent the time to make themselves as overpowered as humanly fucking possible and look fabulous while doing so. These glorious motherfuckers are the people you run into who simply walk into a room and everything fucking dies. The second type of player in Warframe is a casual. These little bastards have 2 paths ahead of them. They are still pretty new and simply need a helping hand in figuring out how to play the game. For this I recommend that players who are ninjas go into local chat and help these little shits out. Having ninjas help out casuals, and in turn, having those casuals become ninjas will surely make the game's community even better than what it already is. If the casuals don't become ninjas, the only other path for them is to be the final type of player. The third and final type of player in Warframe is the pleb. These poor little shits are the people who have zero understanding of the game's mechanics. They end up buying everything they own and still hit like a soggy potato. They will either quit the game shortly after playing it, or they will achieve mastery rank 20 and still be incapable of doing any of Warframe's endgame content. Which brings me to the next part of this review. Warframe's microtransactions have been executed in a glorious manner. You see, the thing is, you can go through Warframe without ever having to buy plat. DE saw fit to give the community a way to make plat off of each other by grinding out prime weapons and frames and allowing us to sell them to each other. You see, everything in Warframe is obtainable through the sacrifice of time and effort. Because of this, Warframe is a game that will only give you as much as you put into it, because it does not matter if you drop $5,000 into the game or not, you can still be an absolute pleb. What I recommend is that players spend their money on cosmetics, that way they too can look fabulous while committing genocide against the 3 different races. This will in turn give DE the money they need to keep pushing out free content for us to enjoy and increase the longevity of the game. Now to get back to the game play portion of the review. DE has over the years added a metric fuck ton of frames to the game, all of which can be grinded out for free. Each frame is unique in their own way. For example, Inarus is one of the tankiest motherfuckers in the game who can eat shit all day and shrug it off as if the enemies were shooting paper bullets at him, while at the same time, Ember, who has considerably less armor, is more geared towards setting the whole damn planet on fire. And while Ember is busy setting shit on fire, Trinity is busy keeping all the bouncing ninja fuckers alive until a group of energy eximus fuckers come around and kicks everyone's shit in. Likewise, there are also a metric fuck ton of weapons to slaughter the denizens of the solar system with. All weapons pretty much start out as floppy potatoes, but once you level and mod, then they can turn out to be nothing short of a pocket tactical nuclear weapon, which would make even Kim Jong-un get an erection in anticipation of the slaughter to come. And when it comes to weapons, there are 2 types, critical and status effect. Critical weapons are meant to basically one-shot everything in existence, and status weapons are meant to either corrode, freeze, poison, shock, or melt everything to death in a spectacular fashion. Now, no weapon type is really better than the other, both are equally pleasing to use. Now there is one more enemy type that I would advise new players to watch out for, and that would be the Stalker. This edgy little fuckboy will come into your game and fuck your shit up in 20 seconds flat. If you do not know how to deal with him, the tip to deal with this little shit is to shut the fuck up and learn how to kill him yourself. Him not going to do everything for you. Just kidding, if you have decent weapons you should be fine. If you don't, then you are fucked. Good luck. A way to go about making your weapon stronger is to pick up mods throughout the game, and also by doing alerts that reward mods for completing them, mods that will then need to be upgraded, using endo that can be picked up by trading Mayotan sculptures, and getting endo from mob drops, survival rewards, defense rewards, and excavation rewards. D has put a lot of effort into this game, and one simple way their caring touch sticks out is the way the game looks. Warframe by far has some of the best graphics of any game out there. By far my only wish list is for DE to bring over the PC graphics over to console. Now to finish this personal review, Warframe is an excellent free-to-play game if you are willing to put the time into it, and would be made considerably more fun if you brought some friends in on the action. Just don't forget to help out the casuals. This game is constantly getting free content updates and is heading in an exciting direction in terms of things to do, and is all around a game with which there is no in-game content locked behind paywalls, unlike so many other free-to-play games. If you liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe and share, or you can do the exact opposite and comment down below about how shitty this video was and how much you hate yourself for wasting time on this video, or don't, because at this point I'm only making videos cause I enjoy making something with my own hands. Sharing it with other people is just a side bonus for me. Expect the next video anytime between tomorrow and 3 days from now do yourselves a favor, make like a tree, and get the fuck out. Seriously, I'm done with this video. You don't need to torture yourself anymore. It's okay to seek help. Anybody who likes this video will be able to comprehend everything in the universe while they are sleeping, but then forget it all immediately after they wake up, because fuck you. And for anybody who gives a shit about anything I have said, meaning comments about genocide or third world dictators, these comments are for shitty gutter humor and should not be taken seriously, and do not reflect my personal feelings, and are only for entertainment of you, the audience. Thank you and have a shitty fucking day.